Welcome back. This is AkronHipHop.com. This is a website where we concentrate on issues affecting our community. When you see me, you see black consciousness, black intelligence, and of course,
Black love in the building, baby. Where you been, son?
Took a little time off, man. I'm back. I'm back.
Okay, you black.
I'm black, yeah.
In the building. What we talking about today?
We'll talk about briefly today black media and how it's important to support your own, number one, but also how you see yourself is how you perceive yourself.
We're going to do it in a cipher kind of way. You going to speak?
Sure.
Who you got
sure.
with you in this cipher?
Got Animal right here.
What up, Renegade?
Hey, what's up with you, bro?
Got Cat Israel right here.
Yo,
The cat is real. That's a real cat right there.
no doubt.
Catamania, baby.
Catamania?
Yeah.
All right.
Champion.
Uh-oh.
Coming soon.
What's going on, bro? Go ahead and kick it.
Got a few things here I want the viewers of this video to check out. Black Enterprise Magazine. They don't no longer put the physical edition out, but it's still online. They got a Facebook page, but this is a very important magazine. Along with Fortune magazine and Forbes, I always look forward to this magazine because every year they have a list of the top black businesses in America. You know what I'm saying? And just highlighting what we do. And Earl Grey's been doing good things for a while, man. This is one of my favorite magazines right here, Black Enterprise Magazine.
So we're going to be talking about black press.
Black press, black media.
And why
same
it's
thing.
important to us.
It's important to us because you have to have your own voice. You have to have your own images out there. If you don't do it, somebody else would do it.
And dictate to what.
And dictate and how you, like I said, how you see yourself and how you perceive yourself. If you see yourself as being a clown all the time, then you'll think yourself as being a clown all the time. You won't see yourself as being a businessman. You won't see yourself as being, in nothing serious or doing this or doing that in the areas of economics and politics. You just be a clown all the time if you let other people define you. So you got to have your own image.
You don't want to be no old clown ass.
No. You have your own image. And it's important also to support your local newspaper. This has been published for about 50 years now. The Reporter newspaper.
I'm familiar with that.
Don't get the Akron Beacon Journal. You ain't pick up your Reporter newspaper now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Support your own.
That's important.
Support your own,
You
man.
didn't say don't pick up the Akron Beacon Journal.
Right.
You said
but,
make sure you pick up.
But make sure you get your own too, man. And some people, I've run into a few people that, I bring this up to like, what is that? Like, what you mean, what is that? It's been around 50 years. Where you been?
That's terrible, man.
Like, this has been around 50 years. You're talking about what is that? Support your own. Reporter newspaper. I pick it up all the time.
That's good. That's dope.
I want to talk about, this is the first replica of the first issue of Muhammad Speaks newspaper.
Wait a minute, hold on. Are you telling me my brother G Mac has the first issue of the Muhammad Speaks?
Yes. And notice the date, the date and the city and state. It's New York, not Chicago. It's New York, not Chicago. It was started by Minister Malcolm X. I got this back in the 90s too. This is a replica right here. When you saw the Malcolm X movie when they had the police brutality, where the brother got assaulted by the police,
Right.
That is in this newspaper. The article right here. So it's in this newspaper.
The police brutality and stuff has been real. Huh. Right there.
And out of Muhammad Speaks newspaper came this newspaper right here, the Muslim Journal. There's an article right here on the True Detergent found by three brothers down in Georgia.
Back down the wheel of time, huh?
Yep. And let me
What's
say
the date on that?
this is
So this is an
recent.
original one.
This is recent. This is October today.
So you support all these things. They get delivered to you and everything.
And I want to say this too about the brother that published this, that put this newspaper together, Imam Wharf D. Muhammad. He's a son of this man right here, Elijah Muhammad. Okay, they might have had some theological differences, man. But if you go get his last messages, his last years, Imam Wharf D. Muhammad was going back to his father. I got his tapes, man. He was holding Savior's Day conventions. He was talking about a lot about his father and mother, and he was talking about black economics. That's going back to his father, man. And then he died,
Speaking about black economics, let's ask the Renegade King Animal, why is that important, man, for us to be focused like the nation is, okay, and we concentrate on our money situation?
Well, see, one thing about it, if you have your own money situation, you can exist in this power structure that they have and, put yourself in a better position to do things, You can't always depend on them. You got to have your own situation set up. It's just like back many, many moons ago, if I should be my Indian self.
Yes, sir.
You know, back in Tulsa, Oklahoma, back in the early 1900s, it was a thing called Black Wall Street, and it was striving. And it got to the point where it was striving so well, they decided they had to take it out, and they blew it up.
That's crazy, and that's real.
But
That's
that's
American
real
history.
talk, man.
American nightmare.
Yeah.
Cat, same question, brother.
Yep. Black economics is important because you want your black dollars to circulate in your communities. To have an effective black community, we all have to serve a purpose and a function within it. When you go to other communities in different cities, states, you'll see different aspects of economics. For example, you have for-profit like stores, private businesses, corporate entities. You have public business like nonprofit organizations, like the one that I held with Organized for Action, and you have other entities that serve the community as a whole. So in order to have a real, true functioning black economy, you have to have your whole community be involved and be engaged within the community, so our dollars will circulate within each other. So we're helping each other out, supporting our families.
Hey, man, I like that. I like that whole black movement, the black picture.
I want to say this too. Economics is warfare. When you taking money out of somebody else's hand, that's how you can tell who your real friend or enemy is. When you talk about getting together, getting organized, and you got opposition coming, that person who's opposing you, you know why they're opposing you? Because you're taking money out of their hand. So they're not your friend. Economics is warfare.
Man, I love these ciphers with you, brother.
Economics warfare. I'm going to show real quick right here. This is a publication that came out. There's 2 volumes of this. Came out in spring of '75. The Consumers of the Muslims, and this is just a brief outline at that time of the consummates of the Nation of Islam under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They had amassed an $80 million empire. At one time, the Nation of Islam was the largest importer of whiting fish in North America. Henry Kissinger actually went to the government of Peru and tried to persuade the government stop selling to the Nation of Islam. But this right here outlines everything that they had at that time. They had over 40 schools throughout America. They had farmland in 3 different states: Michigan, Alabama, Georgia. All kinds of things going on that corresponds to our needs as a people. And they had the enemy had to plan against that. And I'm going to talk about this next right here. This is a replica of the second issue of the Final Call newspaper.
Whoa. That's the second issue
The second issue,
of the Final Call.
Yep.
For you and y'all.
1979. And this whole newspaper, this issue right here is written primarily by Minister Farrakhan. And he talks about the COINTELPRO. I got a tape by him too from 1979 also. But he talks about the documents that they got from the Freedom of Information Act at the time. And all COINTELPRO was trying to do was bust up black leadership, bust up the Muhammad Speaks newspaper and the Muslim Fish program. The Muhammad Speaks newspaper and the Muslim Fish program was 2 things that they feared coming from the Nation of Islam, because that has reach and people seeing positivity with you, and they got to bust it up and discredit it. But that's going to show you how people are really watching you, and it's not just the United States too. And that I got the tape I got from '79. He talks about Russia having an interest in the Nation of Islam too. I'm not talking about just a casual interest.
You dropping knowledge today.
Russia was interested in the Nation of Islam too. If you go get the Theology of Time lecture series on audio tape, not the book, on audio tape, at the end of the tapes, there's question and answer sessions. And there's a sister in there, she had just got back from Russia. And she was telling the messenger that they're talking about you over there. You know what I'm saying? And that's the Final Call newspaper right here. And this is, of course,
The Modern.
the Muslim Journal and the Final Call grew out of the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. But this newspaper right here, I'm gonna share the viewer how I first came across the Final Call newspaper. It was during the summer of 1989, 30 years ago, and I was up in Cleveland with my grandmother and my uncle. There was a brother on the corner selling a Final Call newspaper. That's the first time I ever heard of the Final Call newspaper.
Right.
And then 91 came, around the early 90s, it was getting more popular among, you saw Ice Cube holding up the paper in his album Death Certificate. And I said, man, the Final Call puts out a lot of valuable information. I need to get it on a regular basis, not just here and there. You know what I'm saying? And those who are not familiar with the Foncall newspaper, it's not a Muslim newspaper. It's a newspaper for everybody. You'd be surprised what you're missing out if you're not picking up the Foncall newspaper.
Man, you better say it,
I'm
bro.
talking about on various subjects, man, that you're not gonna get in the media. I'll give you an example. This is just an example. In '92, the Israeli special forces that tried to assassinate Saddam Hussein. They didn't succeed, but during their drill practice, 2 of the Israelis died. This was published in '93 in the Foncall newspaper. None of it was mentioned in the mainstream media. Fast forward to 2003, when they invaded Iraq, I saw it in the mainstream media. They started talking about it. But I had read that article 10 years earlier in the Foncall. That's my point. You got to stay up on things, what's going on with the Foncall newspaper.
Man, that's dope. So in closing, tell everybody, man, again, the importance of black media for us in Akron. It's the Reporter newspaper and, of course, AkronHipHop.com. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We are the authentic voice for the African-American experience here in Blackwood, Ohio.
You need your alternative. You need your alternative view. You need your own platform. Now let somebody else, confine you and define you and speak for you. You need your own, man. And like I said earlier, how you see yourself is how you perceive yourself.
Well, take us out of here, buddy.
Tune in next week for another edition of Weekly Cypher. Brother G Mac.